now I want to shift it over to longer haul travel. Ashley, you've been traveling pre-COVID. You were traveling between cities, traveling around the world. And we all know that airplane emissions are a major factor in environmental sustainability. So I'm wondering, how are you moderating your environmental impact while you travel?
Well, first of all, thank you everybody for having me. It's a pleasure to be talking about this topic with such brilliant minds. Yeah, I think it's very important, number one, to acknowledge the fact that this is definitely going to take the collective action of the individual, businesses, and the government. We all have to come together to work to make these changes. Otherwise, it's not going to be as effective. So me as an individual, I try to do my part, first of all, by adjusting my mindset. And this is one thing that I try to work with my community personally, especially right now during the pandemic, when we have this time to start working on our mindsets and kind of shifting to like a reusable mindset instead of a disposable one, and start, thinking about how to be more resourceful and think long-term instead of short-term. At the end of the day, sustainability is kind of letting go of that traditional way of thinking of, traveling convenient or living convenient, and kind of shifting to a way that just makes more sense long term. That's more that allows you to be more resourceful. And so the same thing applies to travel. So for example, it might mean traveling less, and some people might find that controversial, in an era where, travel, there's been such a big travel boom and everybody's encouraging everybody to travel and see the world and travel and collect as many passport stamps as possible. And I was one of those people. When I first started traveling, it was all about collecting the passport stamps and, taking the pictures and proving to the world, Pixar, it didn't happen. Like, I've been all over the world, I'm cultured, but travel really isn't about that at the end of the day. It's about like really experiencing these destinations. So I would encourage slower travel. So if you can, try to, when you visit places, slowly experience those destinations instead of trying to, hop from one place to the next and try to see as many things as you can. Like, really try to take in, the local cultures of this destination. When you're spending your money, invest in the local economy, because, the more you invest in big businesses, big international businesses, when you travel, the less the local people are benefiting. And so, we're seeing a lot of these local economies and local businesses and local people struggling around the world, especially during, COVID, because even the little travel that people are doing now, they're staying at major resorts and, major hotels and supporting these like major tour companies and businesses, versus using the local tour operators and staying at the locally owned hotels. So one way to think of sustainable travel is to make sure you're putting money back into the local economy so that they can then reinvest into their communities and, improve transportation and improve systems and try to, transition the world to a more sustainable future.